Hi, welcome back. So far, we've organized our brainstorming notes and set up our key characters and locations in the Codex. But now let's give our story some structure. When I start a story, even if I'm not sure about every detail, I usually have a few key moments or big scenes already playing out in my head. So today, I'm going to take some of my scenes and ideas and add them into my plan. For that, I'm going to go to the plan interface. Right now, ours is completely empty. Let's fix this. The first thing that happens in my story is the inciting incident, so I'm going to click Create First Scene right in the middle here. Instantly, Novelcrafter has set up containers for our story, an act, a chapter, and our first scene. Stories are usually written as scenes and then organized into different chapters, which themselves are organized into acts. Acts can either be literal parts of your story, part 1, part 2, or just separate out your chapters into common outlines like the 3-act structure or the hero's journey. Scenes within Novelcrafter, sometimes called subchapters in other writing software, are the base unit for the story. They usually have a clear start, middle, and end, and often contain conflict caused by your protagonist's goal. A chapter might have multiple scenes within it, but for now I'm just going to jump in and type in my idea. So the postie is murdered. We've only got one act, chapter, and scene here, so let's start adding in some more chapters and scenes. I'll leave everything in one act for now while I'm jotting down ideas for simplicity. I'll click Add New Chapter, and this gives me a new chapter with a new scene inside. So I'm going to add in one of the core mystery beats. The intended victim is killed. Let's call him Sebastian. So the intended victim, Sebastian, is killed. Because we know that the postie was an unintended victim, the murderer is going to try again. Also, sleuths are usually warned off investigating by a police officer, so we can add a chapter in Mia is warned off investigating by Detective Mullins. We can also add multiple scenes within a chapter. Let's say I'm going to add in a scene where Sparky, our doggo, finds a clue after Mia has been warned off investigating further. I'm going to click Add New Scene below this other scene we have, and it's added a second scene within our chapter. So I'll type in Sparky finds the letter he hid in his bed. I'll just take a moment to add in a few more scene ideas, and I'll see you in a sec. Okay, my main ideas are on the page. Remember, these are just summaries to guide me. Writing happens in the write interface, also known as the manuscript. Looking back on these, they're in the wrong order. The killer can't be confronted before Mia decides to investigate. This is super easy to fix in the plan interface. To rearrange an act, a chapter, or a scene, I just grab these 6 little dots here. So let's move Mia confronting the suspect to the end. And watch the chapter numbers. These are all updating automatically as I switch between. No manual renumbering is needed, which is a huge time saver. The same goes for scenes. Let's go down here. We can see that as we move these scenes, they automatically renumber. As I was typing, did you notice how words associated in our codex, like Mia and Sparky, are highlighted, whereas other names aren't? Just like in a snippet, mentions of a codex entry are highlighted in our scene summaries, and we can click on these to get to our codex entry. But what about the characters that we've mentioned that aren't in the codex yet, like the intended murder victim? If we select his name, we can click the codex button here and create a new entry for him without interrupting or leaving our workflow. And we can do the same with Detective Mullins. This is all working in exactly the same way as it does in our snippet. And with that, we're done. In just a few moments, we've gone from a blank page to a rudimentary but somewhat structured story outline that we can easily shuffle around as new ideas come to us. Next time, we're going to get a little bit more detailed by setting the point of view for each scene and looking at how to handle things like prologues. I'll see you then.